Service, making sure that your insurance actually protects you and your family. With 2 locations, the 318 Plantation Street in Worcester and East Douglas Insurance Agency, located at 306 Main Street in Douglas. For home, auto, business insurance, and now pet insurance, click CantianiAgency.com or call 508-791-2088. 508-791-2088.
Golden Group Roofing is a community brand. From our master lead roofers and industry partners to our clients, every single person represents the Golden Group standard. We strive every day to make your home's needs a priority because Golden Group invests in you and your communities. With unbeatable craftsmanship, customer satisfaction, reasonable pricing, Golden Group Roofing stands above the rest. Having been awarded GAF Master Lead Contractor, Certainty Select Shingle Master, and GAF Energy Certified Solar, Golden Group Roofing is 100% worthy of your investment. Experience the Golden Group difference, where hands protect what matters most. Visit us at goldengrouproofing.com or call us at 508-873-1884. 508-873-1884.
So are you tired of being tired? Well, then it's time to get the tea. Hey, it's Lisa here to tell you about this all-natural, all-organic tea I've been drinking that has had great results for over 20 years. It's called Life Change Tea, and it's specially formulated to help detoxify and cleanse your kidneys, liver, colon, and blood all at once. The colon is one of the most ignored organs in the human body. The faster that waste is eliminated from the body, the less time that waste sits in our intestines, spreading toxins to our bloodstream. This tea helps cleanse chemicals caused by outside intruders from our entire digestive system, and get this, weight loss can be a side effect. And with continued use of the tea, you can experience clearer, healthier, younger looking skin, increased energy, and a happier outlook on life. So if you're tired of being tired, get the Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com, and like me, you'll be glad you did.
This is the Joe Mangicotti Show. Our topics are large and small. When you really need to know, we are the show you want to know. It's time to talk to Joe.
All right, folks, good morning. Welcome to the Sunday edition of the Joe Mangicotti Show here on AM 830 WCRN, and of course our affiliate AM 730 WACE in the western part of the state. Don't forget, we are live streaming on the TuneIn app. You can reach the show here at 508-871-7000. That's 508-871-7000 to get into the studio. Lines are open and available. You can also text us on a text line, which is live, meaning that you can text in real time, and as long as I take a glance at the screen, I'll see it. 617-297-8388, 617-297-8388, or email me at textjoeontheradio@gmail.com, and it appears on the same screen. All right, so we only have the hour here today. The first hour is Faith in America with Reverend Peter Preble. Looking for some feedback on that, so you can reach out to either cameomediapr@gmail.com or just email me at joemshow@gmail.com, or message me on Facebook. A lot of you communicate via that way, which is fine, as well as the text line. Today, this hour, I did want to touch on a couple of things that we didn't get into yesterday too much. We did have Senator Mike Moore in, being the first live Saturday of the month. The good senator joins us for Politically Speaking. So today, I do want to touch on the presidential campaign a little bit, as so far as Joe Biden coming out of the basement here. I think we 114 days left. Good morning, Cam. By the way.
Good morning.
Neglected to do that. Good morning. How you doing? Good weekend?
Yeah, not too bad. How about yourself?
Good. It's flying right by. Did you get out to the links this week?
I did. Thursday, I took a day off from work and got out there.
Nice.
Got some swings in.
So how's your game?
Horrible.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. I'm 2-3 years in, so I'm still not great, but
But it's
just
you still like to do it.
being out there,
being out
and
there.
it's a great day.
Yeah. All right, folks. So 617-297-8388 and 508-871-7000. So the presidential campaign, Joe Biden, 114 days to election day. We have Joe Biden coming out of the basement a little more. So I guess I want to put out there is debates. It seems like the Biden campaign would be okay with Joe being in the basement. According to their numbers, and if you believe those poll numbers and so forth, he's doing fine there. Why debate? And usually it's the person who is trailing that wants to have all the debates and so forth. So I guess if you went by certain polls, that would be Donald Trump. But I contend that the Biden campaign does not want to have a debate, much less many debates, because they don't want that kill shot. They don't want that one opportunity for Donald Trump to be on stage with Joe Biden and possibly show that he's quicker on his feet, he's faster, he's going to say something, he's going to irritate Joe. You know he's going to irritate. He irritates everybody, right? So he's going to irritate Joe. We know that Joe Biden can't really take criticism. He can't really take any kind of like pointing out something he said that's on videotape, and he tells you he never said that, and he offers to take you out back or push-ups or dog-faced pony or something. So they don't want Donald Trump and Joe Biden on the same stage because he's going to push his buttons. He's going to aggravate and probably give him that kill shot that is going to demonstrate that Donald Trump is just quicker, sharper, more intelligent than Joe. And Joe has not had to deal with any reporters asking him any tough questions. Tough questions about China, tough questions about Burisma, and now tough questions about his plagiarism and Joe have gone hand in hand all the way back to law school. Joe Biden had problems in law school. His first article that he wrote for the school was plagiarized, right? Go back to the 1987-88 campaign, right, when he had the issue of plagiarizing British leaders. I want to look up his name. It was I can't remember the guy's name. I'll look it up. Oh, he plagiarized a speech right from this British leader, and I mean it was almost word for word about 1,000 generations. Nobody's gone to school, and my wife, Neil Kinnock, that was it, Neil Kinnock. So Neil Kinnock, he plagiarized from there. Then when he comes out with these platforms, right? They're pretty much, he lifted Bernie Sanders' platform almost word for word, and he's even plagiarizing the president when it comes to Buy American. Geez, where did I hear that from before? I mean, he's literally trying to say that you should buy American, but see, the difference is, and I touched on this a little bit, Joe Biden's answer is he's going to write an executive order to tell everybody that they have to buy American, and that doesn't work. Right? We know that it doesn't work if you tell companies you have to pay this amount of money minimum and implement a $15, $18 per hour wage instead of letting the market increase. See, under the Trump administration, and Trump pretty much put 2 or 3 terms into one term. I mean, this if you were honest about it, the amount of work that's been done in one term is phenomenal. And the Trump way of doing this in raising wages, in buying American, is lowering the corporate tax, cutting tax rate, making it possible for companies to come back. He went to Detroit. Remember this way back in the beginning. He went into Detroit and he told Ford and these big executives, look, if you go build those plants in Mexico like you say you're about to do, I'm going to put a 35% tariff on that. And no one is going to buy your cars. And they stayed here. He has made it possible for companies to bring manufacturing back here. He brought the corporate tax back in line with the rest of the world. These are the things that create manufacturing to come back. And it wasn't a magic wand. I know Barack Obama teased him about how you're going to do this with a magic wand. No, Barack, not with a magic wand. With leadership, with solid policies and tax breaks and stuff that makes it possible. Lifting regulations, cutting ridiculous ones and the redundancies, making it possible for companies to be able to operate in the United States, still make a profit. And guess what happened? The average income in families in America rose by $4,400. And this has been a blue-collar boom. Because the people who have benefited the most during this administration have been the blue-collar workers. High school diploma or below has had the greatest percentage increase in income. They've had a great tax break. Now we see the cancer culture taking off because you've got the president of Goya Beans who is called by his president, like he was called by his president by Barack Obama, and he responded to that call. He was called by this president, and he responded to that call. And he said, and this is after President Trump is initiating a directive for Latino businesses to help them, and he says this is great leadership. We're lucky to have this. This has been great for the economy, great for Latinos. Lowest honor. This administration created the best economy we've seen with the lowest unemployment and the lowest for Black, Latino, and women, and that keeps evading everybody. And Donald Trump needs to stick to his instincts. He needs to stick to his guts, his instincts, because that has served him well. I think sometimes there's too many ears, or too many chatting in his ear, too many people telling him this and that because they think that they're acting the very old Washington way. And Donald Trump's instincts and gut has gotten him into the Oval Office. It's done great for the economy, and he should stick with that. And he's saying, look at DACA, we'll do something for the Dreamers, we'll do something for the DACAs, but at the same time, you've got to have reform on immigration. And why is that so hard? It's as if the left, they want the issue, but they don't want the solution. The issue is more valuable to them. They want it to be an issue, they just don't want the solution. And by goodness, they do not want a Donald Trump being the man to have the solution. Anything but that. 508-871-7000. Don, it's been a while. Happy 4th of July weekend to you, belated. I know that we didn't talk. I hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend, Don.
Yes, we did. Yeah, no, I've been having some computer problems, and I had to do some errands on the weekend, so yeah, no, I had to miss you. But, hey, you know, if Barack Obama can do an executive order with the children, the DACA children, why can't Joe Biden just do an executive order mandating everybody buy American?
Well, that's what he intends to do.
Okay, well, see, no problem.
You know?
He can do it. He's got the right.
The problem with that is, Don, that all those that you're supposed to buy American, under his policies, the tax breaks are going to be undone. The corporate tax is going to be raised. So all of a sudden, you're not going to be able to buy American because those companies that are making products are going to go overseas again, or they're going to go to South America. They're going to move out of the country again because
successful Democrat program. Yes.
Because the corporate tax has gone up, the taxes for the middle class are going to go away, which they're slated to go away anyway.
The government needs the money to help you.
Exactly. They need the money to help.
Have you heard how in Massachusetts here with the coronavirus and the police retiring, that people who are submitting their gun license applications are being put on hold for God knows how many months? And if I guess if you ask the police, they're just obeying orders. They can do this because it's only the exercise of a right, and therefore, I mean, have you ever heard the phrase or the term of the maxim of law, without day?
Yeah, but say that again. You're saying that if you apply for your permit to carry right now, that they're just saying we're suspending it, or
Well,
we're too backed up?
we're jammed up, and there's not enough people to be here to do this, so it's going to take a couple months longer than normal.
Why is it? Are they
hearing.
saying that we're jammed up because the number of people applying has skyrocketed, or there's a lack of
Well,
people?
yes, I guess it's a number of things. More people see the terror that will visit upon them under a Democrat administration. So all the liberals are now out there trying to get a gun license, or they're trying to buy a gun. They're going to the they're going to gun shows, and they're trying to buy guns there, and they're being told they can't buy a gun there because everything they've been told on the liberal media is a lie.
Yeah.
So they apply for a license.
Wait.
And
Don, you got to stop there for a second. Isn't that the truth, right? Because if you listened to the mainstream media, and they talk about this all the time. Oh, you just go to the gun show, you buy guns, and like you can go pick up. And Barack Obama says it's easier to buy a gun than it is a book or something stupid, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like no. If you, it doesn't matter if you're at a gun show. I've gone, Marlboro does that gun and knife show. I think it's twice a year. So I've gone to actually. The last time I went there, I got the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, the 380. It's equivalent to the PPK, right?
Yeah.
It's the same process as if you go into a gun store, people. You have to have the license. You have to have your PIN. They got to run the background check. You can't just go to a gun show. It doesn't take away all the rules and regulations, but the media makes it sound like if it's a gun show in a hall, there are no laws.
And furthermore, Joe, with all these gun laws, criminals are obeying the law, and they've stopped using guns illegally.
Yeah.
No,
Crazy.
I guess not. Hey, I was talking about Kennesaw, Georgia, the other week, a week or two. Did you finally check out Kennesaw, Georgia?
No,
the crime rate?
No, I didn't. That's the one. I'm sorry. Yeah, remind the listeners what you were talking about, though.
Yeah, in Kennesaw, Georgia, it's a law. It's mandated that if you're able to possess a firearm, that you should possess one. They're not going to arrest you, like the Democrats if you're not wearing a mask, in New York City. But in Kennesaw, it's suggested, and I guess the police have some pretty good games of checkers, chess and that there, because they don't have to address any crimes because you don't take and commit crimes in a city that's well armed.
Yeah. Well, there was, and I don't know if they removed it from Massachusetts, the old blue laws. Maybe they have by now. But at one point, it was on the books here, and I know it was on the books into the 70s and 80s. I just don't know if they removed it in the last 20 or 30 years, that you were required to carry a long-barreled gun or musket to church in Massachusetts.
Yes.
At one
exactly.
time. So
I remember that
was a law in Massachusetts, what we refer to as the old blue laws. I don't know if they've ever. There was, I think it was actually around the Weld administration that they cleaned a lot of those up, but I don't know if they took that off. But the point is,
I think they tried to address them. Yes,
right up through the late 1900s here in Massachusetts, there was actually a law in the book that you had to carry a rifle to church. Is my point.
Well, here in Massachusetts in 1906, Joe, they introduced the first gun licensing law, and they said that you had to quote be a suitable person to be issued a gun license so you could exercise your Second Amendment right. But you know what, Joe? For over a century, they've never defined suitable person.
Well, the court's never defined a reasonable, prudent person either, right? Everything in court...
Well, you are correct, but it's up to the great and general court to define what a suitable person is.
Yeah.
And they haven't, which means the law is unconstitutional.
Yeah, and I guess that has ended up in it falling to the licensing authority, which is usually the chief of police in the community, as to whether
which there are 351 different communities, plus the state can issue a license, so there's 352 licensing authorities with their own, quote, interpretation of suitable person, which, again, Joe, is unconstitutional.
Yeah. I don't think
and now with the police retiring because they're afraid of the Democrats and Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff, there'll be fewer police, and fewer police means fewer licensing applications being processed in a timely manner, which means that you're more susceptible now to being roughed up by criminals who are invading your yard.
Well, that is true. The latest on the McCluskeys, by the way.
That galls me.
So they went in and they got a search warrant for their beautiful home, and took the AR-15 that Mr. McCluskey had, the pistol that his wife Patricia had. They had already given to the attorney, which I don't understand why.
Why? For what reason?
For what reason? And I look at, even under Missouri law, you're allowed to defend yourself and your property. Now, these people and just make it clear, people, that this mansion of theirs, it was an eyesore. This couple bought this thing, redid it, refurbished. It's a beautiful home, and it's in a private street, a private area where there's a metal gate in a gated community, and I guess the mayor happens to live in this gated community as well. And they busted the gate down. So they've already damaged the property. They've trespassed. And when they get to their house, they're yelling at these people and telling them that they're going to live in that house after they kill them. And they're going to kill the dog and what bedroom they're going to pick out. And if any reasonable, prudent person, right, is going to fear for their well-being, for their property, and for their life. And now, if you've got the DA down there, which is a Soros-funded DA, who is hot to prosecute them, but she's got to do backbends to do it, because look at us. They're out of 12 people, they need just one citizen to go, yeah, I would have done the same thing.
Absolutely.
It's just, the whole McCluskey thing is, if you're not worried about that.
How did they know that was the rifle that they took from the guy was the one that he appeared outside with? Isn't a search warrant supposed to apply specifically to the things intended?
Well, the search warrant said they were only allowed to look for the guns. But my question is, why take the guns? Why? Under what?
I know. It's insane. It's insane, Joe.
So somebody legally has a gun, has a license, they use it in the proper way, and the answer from the government is to take it away from you?
Can you say malicious prosecution? Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. But the point being, when I brought up about Massachusetts here, the police are just obeying orders. In other words, if you want to go down and exercise your right to possess a firearm, they will infringe that right and do so without any justification, because they're just obeying orders.
Yeah.
Don't process those applications. Go out and do a patrol. Oh, it's just paperwork. Yeah, I know, but don't bother with it. Go outside and find something else to do. This is how they hurt us, Joe.
Yeah.
And nobody cares, because in Massachusetts the courts are as corrupt.
Yeah.
The courts in Massachusetts are so corrupt. Adolf Hitler could only wish he had courts as corrupt as Massachusetts.
Right. All right, I want to get another call in before we
All right, Joe,
have to break
sir.
on. Thank you very much. 508-871-7000 to join the conversation. Who's on the line? Mark, good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'll make this brief. Did you happen to see last night Channel 5 Investigates? That's the name of the show. Have you ever heard of it?
I have heard of it. I did not see it last night, Mark.
Kathy Curran. She's the chief investigative reporter for Channel 5. She did a scathing report on the Holyoke Soldiers' Home.
Oh, yeah?
It was almost like a PowerPoint presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And she puts up the actual documents, as you would in a PowerPoint. And she highlighted, violation, improper. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. She did a hell of a job.
Wow. Okay.
She's ethical. The woman's ethical, and she's confident. That's why she hasn't been moved up the ladder. She's too ethical. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm reading. I'm reading her. I mean, I'm looking at her presentation. One of them was a report from the Veterans Administration. Another one was from the so-called independent investigator. I forget his name. And it's absolutely incredible to to see the incompetence and, as far as I'm concerned, borderline criminal neglect that took place. And I'm saying to myself, this Mary Lou Sutters, she's the Secretary of Health and Human Services for the state of Massachusetts. And I'm saying, while I'm watching this, I'm saying, what in the blue blazes is she still doing in that position? The only thing I'm saying to myself is maybe they're scared to death of her. Maybe she knows too much, and they're afraid if they put too much heat on her, she's going to spill the beans on all of them. And they leave her in that position. Other than that, can you tell me why that woman is still why she's still in that position?
Yeah, I gotta. We touched on that a little bit yesterday, I did with the senator about what was going on. And honestly, I can't remember.
Well, you're not going to get a straight answer from him
on here or off here, but
on anything.
You know, look at what is going on. The Baker administration needs to grab this and put his hands around it, and even if it means, you know, that right up to key people in his administration are at fault, because at the end of the day, Mark, isn't Baker at fault if he allowed this to go on, if incompetency was there? Now, I don't expect that you come in as governor and you can't magically know the status of everything in the state. It's like saying Trump needed to know the status of every single thing.
You got to focus.
Yeah.
Forget about the governor. I'm talking about the Health and Human Services Secretary. What is she still doing in that position?
I have no idea, Mark.
And the second thing I want to end with is this. When you were talking to the governor, you touched briefly upon this new bill they're trying to put through, the Police Reform Act or something that they're trying to put through. Do you know that thing is 72 pages in length? The devil is in the details. That's why there's so many cops putting in their filing for
retirement.
Retirement. Yeah. They don't want to deal with it. 72 pages in length. Have a good one, brother.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Mark. We're against the clock. We're going to take a break for Case Files from the LPDAM. We'll continue with this conversation on the other side, folks. Good morning and welcome to Case Files from the LPDAM, where we take a look at the actual cases, the law, and the lessons from the findings, and where we share the experiences of the experts of the Private Detectives Association of Massachusetts. I'm Joe Mangiacotti, and joining us this week is Sean Burke, president of the LPDAM and resident manager of Courtside Legal Investigation. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Joe.
Thanks for joining us again for Case Files, and I wanted to jump right into this because, as you know, I follow the news. It's part of my job, and I read a lot of these headlines and news stories, and as of late, we are seeing people being arrested for some odd activities that seem to be what a private investigator or law enforcement official might do as part of their job and their licensing or employment.
Well, Joe, we've seen an uptick in people taking on roles within our society by what I call an eminent right, that somehow they feel they should be more active in policing society. This behavior is often illegal and commonly results in the individual getting arrested. For example, I recently read about an Andover lieutenant firefighter following a young minority woman claiming she was stealing mail. As it turns out, she was getting her own mail from her own mailbox at her house. The report says he surveilled and followed her before he got caught. First and foremost, you need a private investigator license to surveil or follow someone. In the alternative, Joe, you need to be an on-duty law enforcement officer. In every instance, you need just cause to perform such activities. There really are no exceptions. If you notice someone doing something wrong or suspicious, call the police. It is likely, if you are surveilling or following the suspect, the police are going to tell you to cease any pursuit of the suspect because it often puts the public at risk. In the case of the lieutenant, who has a six-figure salary, he was suspended, and quite frankly, the municipality will likely terminate him for such behavior. Our society has rules, and a firefighter or anyone pretending or implying to be a law enforcement enforcement personnel or a licensed private investigator, their behavior should not be tolerated. The lieutenant is clearly out of his area of expertise, and his behavior should not be condoned in any fashion by the municipality.
Absolutely. As they say, Sean, stay in your lane. But did you see the guy who followed that young girl about 2 miles from his neighborhood because he thought she looked suspicious? Plus, I believe she was a minority.
I did see that on the news and through many social media outlets. The guy driving his convertible noticed a minority woman in his neighborhood and took it upon himself to engage in some form of pursuit. He finally confronts her at a red light 2 miles from his house, and she appropriately called the police. Joe, these types of activities are outrageous. According to the reports, he was charged with criminal harassment and should have been. You need a private investigative license to surveil or follow someone, or you need to be an on-duty law enforcement officer with just cause to do so. There is no excuse for this individual, or in my earlier example involving the fire lieutenant. In my opinion, both cases should result in criminal prosecution. All people deserve better than these actions. At lpdm.org, our members strive to produce a quality product within the law, know the law, and most importantly, can testify in court. Don't be handcuffed because you abuse someone's rights. If you need answers, an LPDM member business can get you the answers to some tough questions. This is why we were issued our license to conduct business in Massachusetts. Remember, Joe, you're in good hands with LPDM.
You certainly are. And Sean, the saying is, see something, say something, not see something and take it upon yourself to act. So that's great advice. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Joe.
And thank you for joining us for Case Files from the LPDAM. Join us here each week on WCRN 8:30 a.m. and online anytime at lpdamcasefiles.com. Visit us at lpdam.org, and you can find LPDAM on Facebook and Twitter at PIN Mass, and anytime at 800-955-6274. For Sean Burke, I'm Joe Mangiacotti.
AA Transportation Company has immediate school bus and van driver openings, up to $21 to start. Free CDL training with employment agreement, and qualified applicants will be paid while training. Must be 23 years old with good driving record, 3 years driving experience, any type, a clean Corey, ability to pass a pre-employment drug screening, and can pass a DOT physical. Great benefits and great hours. Perfect for parents, retirees, and anyone who likes to drive. For more info, call Lori at AA Transportation, 508-791-9100, extension 2, or visit aatransportation.com.
We've all needed to hire professionals, but just
This is the Joe Mangiacotti Show. We are the show you want to know. It's time to talk to Joe.
All right, folks, welcome back to the second half of the hour. Wrap up Joe Mangiacotti Show here in the Sunday edition on AM 830 WCRN, AM 730 WACE, and of course, we are live streaming on the TuneIn app. Just punch in WCRN anywhere. Yeah, you can take us. All right, 508-871-7000. Join the conversation, 508-871-7000, and our text line is 617-297-8388, as well as text Joe on the radio at gmail.com. Mark, thank you for that. I looked real quick for Kathy Curran. I'm going to watch that later when I get home. The Holyoke situation, it's criminal out there what went on. I read some of the report that did come out that you were making reference to. The part that really had me floored was the HR director instructing her staff to call their clients' families to have them change the end-of-life directive to not take them to the hospital.